We'll be good, man. Let me know if everything all right.
We good.
All right, then. How y'all doing out there? I got some news for y'all. They don't pick the retarded jury, y'all. That's what's going on. They concerned these people don't know how to follow instructions. They done did all that talking. We finally on the day where they decide if Diddy come home or not. The jury don't know what's going on. And they leaving it in their hands to decide. So they already ruled that Diddy coming home. Sources hitting my phone. People been sending me emails. It's over. Because the jury ain't got the wits to figure out a damn thing. They've been sitting back watching this whole time. Now it's time for them to do something. And they don't know what to do. Jury's note says they're concerned. One juror can't even follow no motherfucking instructions, man. He retarded. Been sitting up there the whole time. They ain't asked him no questions. Come to find out, he can't even talk, y'all. The note from the jury reads, we have a juror, number 25, who we are concerned cannot follow your Honor's instructions. The board spokesperson also asked to speak to the judge or what the juror was interviewed, or that the juror was interviewed, to be interviewed. Judge Aaron Sumerian is waiting on the bench, and he has not made a decision yet. So they fucked up the whole trial, man. It's this the day where they got to figure it out, and they can't even figure it out. And this just came in. The judge sent a jury reply note. Judge Sumerian will send the jury a note in response stating, I've received your note. I remind every juror of their duty to deliberate and their obligation to follow my instruction on the law. With that instruction in mind, please continue deliberating. They trying to let him know this motherfucker ain't got no sense. He ain't gonna be able to do it. We ain't got enough people with enough brains to actually make a decision. Now they throwing wild cards out there. It's all messed up. Y'all need to see this.
Now, entertainment attorney Trey Lovell. We've been talking throughout this case, 6 weeks of testimony, the prosecution trying to connect the dots to get a conviction here. How difficult will it be for this jury just to understand the task at hand, and how will the judge instruct them today?
It's going to be difficult because these are complicated charges, racketeering, sex trafficking. They're not your garden variety criminal charges. And so a lot of attention is going to need to be made to make it simple for the jury to understand, you know, to meet this element, to meet that element, so that they're not getting confused and we come up with the wrong verdict. So it's really a challenge with those jury instructions and the jury verdict form. You're going to be very meticulous to make it as easy and straightforward as they can. Because that's really the roadmap that allows the jurors to determine, you know.
Man, they should have figured that out before they got to this point. They had plenty of time to get it together. Welcome home, Diddy. Welcome home. I think they're going to make the right decision. They ain't got enough proof to put him in jail. How they going to deliberate over a freak off, y'all? How they going to decide who was freaking who, when, what, and where, and how is it illegal? Ain't like Diddy was penetrating nobody. Do they send him to jail for life for masturbating with the Astroglide or paying them boys for Cassie to get her rocks off? Like, who the criminal in all of this? That's what they got to decide on. We ain't never seen nothing like this in the history of law. You're trying to make it illegal for somebody to have sexual experiences, traveling across state lines. What you want them to do? Fucking, they ain't got the teleport technology yet. They need to take that up with Elon Musk when he coming out with them teleporters. Because if you want to see somebody, the only way you can do it is by traveling. How the fuck is that illegal? For sex. Shit, people, they ask you when you get to the airport, is it for business or pleasure, nigga? What you here for, business? Or you trying to get your rocks off? You got some booty in town or something? What is gonna be? You freaking off tonight, business or pleasure? Sometimes people say both. Shit, I'm gonna be pleasuring somebody because I'm a sex worker and that is my business. Business and pleasure. What difference do it make? Inquiring minds want to know. They're trying to figure out How you gonna legalize somebody having sex? Diddy about to come home. I don't give a damn what they talking about. Welcome home, Diddy. The trial was retarded. Everybody involved need to get kicked in their ass. They said his family did a ritual in the courtroom, y'all. They said they all came together and did some weird shit, had some monkey bones and shit all in the courtroom, y'all.
Oh my goodness.
Look, they said Combs' loved ones hold hands and bow heads before exiting the courtroom. It was creepy. They just standing there holding hands, humming and shit, doing that Tina Turner, whatever she was mumbling, yo, Rangay Q shit before they left out of there. After judge sent the jury and Sean Diddy Combs' trial out to begin deliberations, Combs' loved ones all stood up. And that's like in the Spike Lee movie when they start playing the horns and shit. They all stood up at the same time. Drum roll. Then they all started clapping. Oh, shit. They was catching the Holy Ghost up in that motherfucker. Combs' children and his mother were seen leaving the courtroom after that. Combs also left the courtroom with the marshals after they did their little ritual. They bowed their heads. Next thing you know, they all at the same time. Stomp the yard up in that motherfucker. Stomp the yard.
Oh my goodness.
He coming home. Welcome home, Diddy. They ain't got enough to hold him back. His family done showed up and showed out after the judge sent the jury in Sean Diddy Combs' trial out to begin the deliberations. Combs' loved ones all stood up and held hands and bowed their heads at the same time. Ooh, I could feel the spirit. Diddy getting out this thing. And y'all gotta let me know in the comment section, should they go get Cassie and make her serve Diddy's time? Cause she the real criminal in all of this, man. She greedy, got $30 million, 30 million penises. She a freak, man. She the real villain in Gotham City here, man. It's all her fault. If she would have kept her legs closed, none of this would have happened. Think about that. If Cassie decided to keep her legs closed and said she ain't giving up her cookie to nobody, we wouldn't be going through this right now. She decided to spread them yams for them male escorts. And I ain't saying that, or basically I am saying Diddy the victim in all this shit. Because he the one got duped out of all his money. They said them hotel nights was real classy. They had Kenny G playing in the background, champagne, rose petals, some old romantic shit. Even the escort said it was sexy when they was pouring that baby oil all over each other. He said it in his book. He said, I ain't gonna lie, that shit was sexy as hell. Redoing them Soul Glow commercials and things.
Oh my goodness.
They can't put a freaky brother in jail for being a freaky brother. If they gonna do that, they need to take all them shag rugs, all them minks, them silk sheets, all that player shit, and burn it. All them leopard skin, anything need to be illegal. All that kinky stuff that black people into need to be burned. Baby oil, all that. What's wrong with it? Brothers like to do it a little different. Everything Diddy did is what brothers like to do. Baby oil had that ass glistening. He ain't the first person. He ain't the only person. The jury trying to figure out how they can illegalize black sexuality. Look at this.
And whether or not there's there should be a conviction or there's a crime here.
So given that, are we expecting that this deliberation will take longer than usual? What should we know going into this about timing?
I think it's going to take longer than normal. Usually when there's a quick verdict, it happens one of two ways. First of all, it's a slam dunk case. And it's clear that there's a crime that happened and there should be a conviction. Or it's just absolutely not a good case at all and the jury comes back fast. There's a lot of things to consider. And I think the jury is going to have to take its time to go over everything. all the pieces of evidence. We're talking about 34 witnesses, hundreds of exhibits, a lot of testimony. So there's a lot to go over. And most juries take their job very seriously. They don't want to rush it. They understand, that somebody's life's at stake, the liberty of that person, and they want to get it right. So I would assume that this is going to take a little bit longer than normal.
Do you think, Trey, given all of the testimony that you heard as you followed this case, it's more likely they'll find him guilty on one of these charges? And if so, which one?
I think it's an uphill battle with RICO and the racketeering, just because there's a lot of questions there, whether or not this was a personal lifestyle or it was an actual criminal enterprise.
Ain't no damn They know damn well it wasn't no criminal enterprise. Diddy wasn't moving no blow. He wasn't slanging no dope. He ain't have to. He was already a millionaire. We all know where he got his money from. We all know his checks was legit. He was selling liquor, selling records, selling clothes. He wasn't selling no damn dope. Yeah, he like a little book of sugar. Like all them moguls do. Like all them rich people do, man. That's how he was able to stay on his tippy toes and things. That's how he was able to look behind his back without looking behind his motherfucking back.
Oh my goodness.
Wake up in the morning, woof, take a line of that shit and go out there and conquer the world, Craig. Not just the city, but the world, man. And it's messed up that people that live these lifestyles got to keep up with the game because everybody trying to run the game on you. Diddy had it to where, hell, ain't nobody running game on me. I'm running game on everybody around me. And it's messed up. It got to be like that. But just think about it. In your situation, a lot of y'all being taken advantage of because y'all ain't got no game. And if you had a little bit of game, you wouldn't be getting screwed over the way you getting screwed over. I ain't saying you got to screw other people over, but you got to have an angle to where it's impossible for somebody to get over on you, man. If you in a position to get ran over, then you fucked up. Diddy knew how to get his ass out the street, duck and dodge and stay out the way while other motherfuckers get ran over. Before the bus come, he gonna throw you in front of the bus and then jump out the damn way. What they call them, toy soldiers, they disposable. Let me show y'all something real quick. Diddy ain't do nothing wrong. That's just the game of life. Let me pull this up real quick. For the people that's lame and don't got no game whatsoever. Okay, let me show y'all something. And I'm going to try to break it down in layman terms for you, for people that never ever played the game of chess. Look, you got the king, you got the queen, you got the bishop, you got the roots. Shit, T.D. Jakes was Diddy's bishop.
Oh my goodness.
In the game of chess. Cassie, well, Kim Porter was his queen. And a lot of times you got to throw your queen out there just to, protect your own ass. He was a general in the game. All them pawns, them motherfuckers disposable, man. You throw a pawn out there, that's what they there for. To get ran over or take the hit. Shine was a damn pawn. You know what I'm saying? Biggie was a damn pawn. But that's the way you got to play it when you a king. Now, in Diddy's case, they took a pawn like Cassie and turned her to a queen to play against Diddy. If y'all know the game, y'all know the game. I ain't about to be explaining it to you. Y'all old heads out there know what I'm talking about. But you got to move a certain way in order to stay alive. And the way Diddy played it, he wasn't giving his energy to none of them hoes.
Oh my goodness.
Not one of them. He wasn't wasting his load on Cassie. He didn't blow his load on Maya, Jane Doe. He wasn't giving his energy to none of them chicks. People talking about it's weird that he would hire somebody to come bang his lady. That's because he wasn't about to be giving Cassie all his juice. She wasn't worthy of it, man. He'd rather pay somebody else to blow their load on her ass. And for you men out there just giving all your juice, all your energy to a broad. That's why she got power over you, man. That's why she got dominion over you. That's why she be talking to you all types of crazy.
Goodness.
Because you don't gave her all your energy, all your manhood, all your masculinity. Diddy wasn't going for it. He figured if he was blowing his load in Cassie all damn day, before you know it, she'd be telling him what to do. But see, people don't know the game. People don't respect the game. Y'all looking at it like Diddy a freak. But the truth of the matter is, he was moving in a way to where nobody would be able to get over on him. At all. Ain't got no soul ties with none of these hoes. And I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but it's looking like he gonna have to come home because they ain't got enough proof, enough evidence, enough nothing to keep him in jail. Look at this. They sending notes back and forth like they in high school. They confused. Today is the day. And they can't fuck this up because if they send Diddy to jail, it's gonna make a whole lot of stuff illegal. All that Instagram thotting y'all be doing, you gonna be at work, they gonna come pick you up because you got booty pictures online. They want to bring you in for questioning. What's up with all these backshot pictures you've been posting? Are you soliciting sex? Are you engaging in prostitution? All y'all women out there got a freaky picture, got your butt crack online somewhere. They're gonna track y'all down and see what's up. How you getting these bills paid? Who's John? Who's Jermaine? Who's Ty? Who's these men paying your damn bills? And what you doing in exchange for that?
Oh my goodness.
If Diddy go to jail, it's gonna be some changes. Y'all ain't gonna be able to be freaks and get over and all that because it's gonna be illegal. You want to travel with your homegirls. We going out of state. Y'all taking pictures. Y'all holding bottles and doing all that shit. That's going to be illegal. When you get to the airport, they're going to check your bag. Why you got all these thongs and shit in your bag? What's up? What's these outfits, these fishnet pantyhose and things? What you plan on doing in town?
Goodness.
Is this for business or pleasure? The only way you're going to be able to travel is if you're going to church functions and shit. That's going to be the only legal way. You're going to have to show up to the airport dressed up like a nun in order to keep them people from messing with you. Why you got that BBL? What you plan on doing with all that ass?
Goodness.
They gonna make it hard for everybody. They ain't got no choice but to let them out. So like I said, free Diddy. I mean, welcome home Diddy. Cause that's the only way it's gonna have to be, man. Hey, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button too. Without further ado, let's get back into this news, y'all. Look.
And the sex trafficking, I think the fact that these are personal relationships, these are girlfriends, some lasting 10 years, that's not going to fall on deaf ears. So I think they may have an uphill battle with those. The one charge they may get a little bit easier is the prostitution one, the transportation to engage in prostitution, because there is evidence that they transported these sex workers across state foreign lines. And if the jury believes it's prostitution, then they've met the element. So I think they're going to have a challenge on the two.
So if he was letting them in bang her at the border, that wouldn't have been illegal? Like, stay at the border, playboy, just stay right there at the state line and we'll bring her. They standing at the border. Next thing you know, all they see is them SUVs and shit pulling up. Like, oh, time to freak. They got to, whatever state they in, they got to stand at the border and wait for Diddy to show up with Cassie. Like, if you take one more step, we all going to jail. You stay right there. We almost there in 5 more minutes, man. They're going to have to freak off virtually. As long as they doing it online, it's all good. What difference do it make, man? As soon as your pinky toe cross that state line, your ass in trouble. When they already redlining the cities, now you ain't able to. They got these borders up and all this bullshit. You know what? Like I said, the thing ain't make no sense since the beginning of it. So a lot of people realizing that this ain't nothing but a smoke screen. Juror number 25 is a 51-year-old male who works as a scientist and lives in Manhattan with his domestic partner. On June 16th, the judge dismissed juror number 6 over the juror's inconsistent disclosures about where he lived. You mean tell me this man a scientist and they talking about he can't follow instructions?
Goodness.
He the smartest one in their group and he playing dumb. Like he don't know what the hell going on or how to do. He's smart enough to know that this trial ain't nothing but some bullshit. He can't even figure it out. His scientific mind can't even make sense of what's happening in this trial. So that should let you know that it's a whole bunch of BS going on. While the jury deliberates, send CNN your questions about the Combs trial. They trying to get the public involved. Fuck the public. It's about the jury doing their damn job. What they worried about what the public got to say about it? That's because they want to know which way they gonna make this go for the public's approval to make everybody else out there happy. It's like they trying to do a quiz so they could tweak their sauce on the Diddy trial or whatever. But hey, y'all could vote for him to go to jail if y'all want to. The next time you get freaky, next time somebody hit your inbox and they looking fine and they talking all this shit about how they want to get together, think about being in an orange jumpsuit just for setting that thing up. Y'all brothers out there, one of them baddies hit your IG or in your inbox talking about linking up, that's a felony charge. You might get life in jail. You might want to block her fine ass just to stay out of trouble. Combs' loved ones whole, we talked about that already. Jury selects juror number 5 as the foreperson. In the jury note, we have elected juror number 5 as our foreperson. Judge Sumerian is off the bench. The parties are leaving the courtroom. So now they put it in jury number 5's hands. Now we need you to carry the load. You be our leader. We want you to be the main one orchestrating. They might bust in the room and the whole jury in there freaking off. Like, wait a minute. Like, it's the only way we can decide. We never experienced anything like this ourselves. Let them do a freak off and see how they feel about it. They all gonna come back holding hands, just like Diddy family. Judge grants a request for Combs to have books and hold and say, it's too late now. What the fuck he gonna read that's gonna make him feel better about the fact he had the end of the damn trial? Like he gonna come back to court with mind power to help his situation. This nigga lifting skirts and stuff with his mind. It's not like that. Now they want a nigga to read so he could try to figure out what the going. It's too late, man. No books ain't gonna help nobody. You can't feed no babies with them books, man.
Goodness.
Judge praises prosecutors and defense attorneys for exceptionally tried case. After sending the jury out to begin deliberations, Judge Sumerian addressed the lawyers in Sean Diddy Combs' trial, praising both prosecution and the defense for great lawyering. Like, good job, everybody, job well done. This is how we make our money. And y'all been putting it down. I got my check. Did you get your check? And good job. We're all getting paid. Thanks to Mr. Combs. Your bank account is lovely, by the way. The case was really exceptionally tried by both sides. In this case, Sumerian told the attorneys he gave them a sticker for frying Diddy's ass. He said that he appreciated both sides' cooperation throughout the trial. He also commended the parties for allowing younger attorneys to deal with substantive issues in the case. Like, we got to keep this thing going, Take a brother like this, slaughter his ass like a hog. Y'all did a good job dissecting his black ass. We got a bright future in this, y'all. Y'all keep doing shit, taking these celebrities, these black moguls and things, and chopping them down to nothing. We gonna be successful for a long time. Like, you did a good job. You did a good job with them freak off tapes, boy. That's fucked up. But the only way it's going to make sense is if they let this man come home. Because this ain't nothing but a test run for these streamers and shit. When they get old, can you imagine Drewski on trial? With them big bad knees? Like, oh, shit. You got midgets coming out talking about what Drewski did to them. Like, Drewski picked me up. He bit me over on the stove. The Drewski trial. They gonna wait till he get old and gray. Like, fuck it, I did it, Yanni. Yeah, I did it, man. Just put me in jail. I can't afford my bills anyway. Fuck it, I did it. They gonna wait for Kevin Hart to get old. The Kevin Hart trial.
Like, what do you mean? I never did any of those things. I swear, I never did it, Your Honor. Like, what are they talking about?
They're gonna put his ass under the jail. Look at this, y'all. Look.
And Sean Diddy Combs reconvenes today as the jury begins its deliberations.
That's right. Good days, Briella Tomasetti. She has been following this story, this trial, better yet, since week one. She has the details from outside Manhattan Federal Courthouse with more. Briella, good morning.
Tashani and Tina, yeah, a very big day, a big week ahead for those 8 men and 4 women on that 12-member jury. Good morning again to both of you. Prosecutors presenting their closing arguments on Thursday. The defense presented theirs on Friday, and now today those deliberations begin. But let's get to the charges that Sean Diddy Combs is facing, because the federal government has charged him with 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, which carries a max sentence of life in prison, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion.
Hold this shit for a minute, man. Wait. We gotta understand what they talking about, because they throwing all this colorful shit out there, and we don't necessarily know. Look at this, because we gotta make sense of this. Because he coming home, y'all. Like, it ain't even that deep. They trying to make a scene. The first thing that popped up was Al Capone. He ain't that damn bad. They make it seem like he had Tommy guns and he just running New York City like he got a criminal enterprise. Racketeering is a broad term for illegal acts committed through a criminal enterprise for the purpose of profit. Hey, if selling them CDs is criminal, all them Biggie Small songs and shit, if that's criminal, we all participated. We all took the dope. We all put all the mixtape DJs and shit need to go to jail. Look, Rap City in the basement. Somebody go get Big Tigger and throw his ass in jail. The government uses racketeering charges to target those involved with schemes and organized crime. The way they freaked Cassie off was criminal. The way she was pulling them sheets off the bed, scratching and scraping. A 24-hour freak off. She said that was her job. That's how she paid her bills, man. She was a hoe, a sex working freak for Diddy. That's how he got his rocks off. He figured he was doing her a favor. Because if she didn't do it, somebody else would have. They're making it seem like Diddy a crime boss. For what? Astroglide? Since when baby oil been illegal? It don't matter what the fuck you do with it. And they make it seem like he was frying chicken and feeding it to people with the baby oil or something. A criminal enterprise. A man that like to beat off to male escorts or whatever the case. That's all them married men that can't get it up. It's men out there right now that can't get it up trying to figure out how they gonna please their woman. They got all them sex toys, whole house smelling like plastic.
Oh my goodness.
If they had the money, they'd pay one of them young bucks to come in there and tear that ass up. Like, look, man, I see you playing football. You still playing football, brother? Football career ain't work out. Look, man, I got a proposition for you. And they'd do it too. I'm pretty sure after this Diddy trial, a lot of men woke up and said, that's it. That's gonna solve all my problems. They sat down, talked with their wife. They agreed that they're gonna find somebody that's clean, do a background check. They doing interviews with the lawman, people in the neighborhood. They agree that the only way they're gonna stick together if they have some wild hotel nights and shit.
Oh my goodness.
Look, babe, I know you suffering. I ain't able to do the job. We gonna do some wild king nights. We gonna have fruit, strawberries, chocolate. We gonna hire one of them damn escorts. I'm gonna sit there and watch, make sure nothing get out of hand. You know, I want y'all to put baby oil. You deserve it. They doing it for their anniversary right now. I guarantee it, man. Men coming to grips with themselves. Like, my wife is suffering. I ain't able to do it no more. She's not happy. She's not pleased. She's not satisfied. And they may not want to see their wife with another man, but they figure if they the one providing, then it's going to be all right. He's starting a whole new industry with this shit. It's going to be socially acceptable. And that's across all color lines. White men, it's Asian men out there setting it up right now. The bok choy service.
Oh my goodness.
You go in there, they playing the flute and all that shit. Wife dressed up like a geisha, twirling. She twirl around till she get dizzy. And that's when you start putting the ginseng oil all over her ass.
Oh my goodness.
They ain't gonna have no choice but to let him out. He doing America a favor. He teaching people how to freak off with class. Like I said, you get the ambiance going, get you a nice hotel, and everybody, y'all come up in there, all sookie now. Some people with it. He an entrepreneur. He the modern day Dr. Ruth. So they let him out. He got a whole nother industry, man. He gonna show y'all how to freak off with class. He need to do some courses and shit on this stuff to keep people marriages and things thriving. Cause he done made the blueprint for it. I know y'all think I'm being funny and everything, but shoot, people need this type of lifestyle. If you ain't able to do, they said he got a Tootsie Roll. So any woman he get involved with, all the money, all the cars and stuff, that's nice. But as far as the intimacy go, that's where he lacking. But he had a backup plan for that too. I ain't saying he innocent, but this ain't no criminal Al Capone shit. He wasn't moving no keys or nothing like that. I just don't understand how they ain't get around to the death of Tupac and Biggie and all these people that lost their lives fooling with this man. What about that lady at the club that got shot in the face? They ain't take that to trial. They ain't mention none of that stuff. I don't know, man. But we still waiting on updates. Y'all gotta look at this.
Which each carry a minimum 15-year prison sentence, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, which each carry a max sentence of 10 years in prison. Prosecutors allege Diddy used power, violence, and fear to get what he wanted and say he believed his fame put him above the law. On Friday, defense attorney Mark Agnifilo countered their argument, telling the jury his client is not guilty of sex trafficking, but instead engaged in a consensual swingers lifestyle. He pointed out that Diddy is a self-made, successful entrepreneur and put a spotlight on his family's presence in the courtroom. Agnifilo acknowledged that his client could be violent, but said that does not equate to federal crimes. He also noted that some of Diddy's accusers have
Hold on, wait a minute, y'all. That man holding up a note that say, baby, I'm sorry. Like, even though Mr. Combs is violent and he gets out of hand sometimes, he's still very loving and generous. He bought her a bouquet of roses. He put ice on her wounds. He apologized ever so softly to Cassie. And you have to keep in mind, these aren't ordinary women, Your Honor. These are what you would call whores. And if you know anything about the history of whores, the only way to keep them in line is to use violence from time to time, or else somebody's going to knock your bitch, Your Honor.
If my client didn't use intimidated force, Cassie would have been freaking off for the Bishop Dawn magic wand within weeks. The last thing someone of Diddy's caliber wants is for someone to knock his bitch like Kid Cudi did. And as you can see, Your Honor, she played both of them at the same time. You gotta get in where you fit in. They would have had to talk that pimp shit to the jury to help them understand what the hell was going on around here. Shit, bring Cat Williams up in there to let them know how the game go. Like, Your Honor, all Diddy did was a little bit of pimping. Cassie wanted those BBCs. I could see it in her eyes. Her husband don't have a clue what he dealing with. Once a freak, always a freak. That ain't some shit you can turn on and off. If she could go back, she'd do it all over again. They need to bring in some certified pimps to speak on what the fuck just happened. Because they got the expertise. Shit, bring Don Magic Wand up in there. Your Honor, this is the oldest time. Prostitution is the world's oldest profession. Like, ain't nothing wrong with it. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for pimps and hoes. A lot of y'all are married to some hoes, right? They need some pimps. Or somebody that understand the game. They'll come up in there, man. And them white tricks, they know what it is. That's how they able to be with they wives out in Mayberry and shit. Wife ain't got no ass. You like, damn, how come they marry these women? They ain't concerned about that. That's what they go down to the hood for. All them hotels that's right next to the ghetto, that's for them men in the suburbs that get them a sugar baby in the hood. And FYI, don't think these women getting all this shit done to satisfy some broke ass niggas in the street, man. And if there is something seriously wrong with them, Diddy, I was about to call this man Titty.
Oh my goodness.
Titty ain't do nothing wrong. Ain't never did nothing wrong. It's impossible. All he was able to do was feed his babies with the money that he made selling music, selling clothes and stuff like that. I ain't mad at the man. Okay, what's going on? What's happening over here? The judge, they taking a long time with this deliberating shit. What they waiting on? What they talking about? They deliberating over the Punisher's testimony and how Cassie was the one that handed him the money and how Cassie was pinching them boys' booties. They got her on video, smiling, laughing, freaking all. It's not one moment where they have any proof that Cassie wasn't consensual or she wasn't willing to do it because she stayed for years, man. They got her in text messages talking about she loved the freak off. She loved them hotel nights. Her, Lauren London over there. Y'all wonder how she got them dimples. She got two at a time. Both the niggas poking them damn cheeks.
Oh my goodness.
It is what it is. Hold on, Reggie, get that thing set up, man. Because they need to see that. Yeah, play that. Yup.
Also noted that some of Diddy's accusers have sued him in civil court. The rapper's ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, settled her lawsuit against him for $20 million. When addressing the transportation to engage in prostitution charges, Agnifilo repeated the defense's stance that Diddy paid male escorts for their time, not sex. And in regard to the racketeering charges, he said there's a gaping lack of evidence. Legal analyst Mackenzie Joy believes the RICO charge will be the hardest one to prove because the jury must find that Diddy and his inner circle committed at least 2 crimes.
It's going to be interesting to see if the jury can see the connection with the employees of Combs's business, which is obviously a vital element of that crime. You know, his assistants did testify to securing drugs and whatnot, but then they did end up having to lop off 2 of the potential predicate crimes right before going to closing statements.
The judge told the jury to return to this courthouse before 9 o'clock this morning so that he can issue them instructions. Then the 12-member panel will head behind closed doors to deliberate, and they will have to sift through 7 long weeks of graphic and emotional testimony as they consider a verdict. For now, that's the...
Oh, man. Y'all see what's happening, right? Do y'all see it, or do I have to explain what the hell is going on here? Because if you don't understand, let me know. If you don't understand, because I'll break it down to y'all, let y'all know exactly what's happening. So, but y'all gotta let me know. Do y'all understand what's going on here? This is getting out of control. Hold on. Well, goddamn. What's going on? Angela, you just can't get a leg up in this thing. Hold on, y'all. No, type it in. Angela E. What the hell? She might as well take her ass back to the Breakfast Club, because ain't nobody drinking that Yee tea or whatever she's selling nowadays, man. She got a whole Noriega up there. It just ain't working out. What the hell? Let me see something real quick. What's going on with it? And I ain't trying to be watching other people's pockets and things or whatever the case is, but man, take your ass back to the Breakfast Club. Her shit looking like S.A.T. a little bit. Buried the real estate. Leangelo Baller. What the fuck she want to talk to him for? Rachel and Ken. I like to chew on mattresses. What the fuck is she? Hold on. Armin Wiggins be chewing on mattresses and shit. What the hell? This nigga eat a whole box spring with some hot sauce on it. I ain't never heard no shit like that. They talking about food, a food I'll never eat no matter what. What this got to do? Man, take your ass back to the Breakfast Club. All the way up. Motherfucker, all the way down. But that's Negro here, no there. She got R. Kelly news and stuff. Ain't nobody drinking that Yee tea. She said, I have sex with married couples and all this shit. Man, get this shit out of here. But that's Negro here, no there. Y'all need to see this.
Are set to begin today in the sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs. Prosecutors and the defense laid out their closing arguments last week. Combs faces multiple charges, including racketeering. He's pleaded not guilty to all counts, and his defense calls the case badly exaggerated. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman is outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, where she's been following this case from the start. Katrina, good morning. So what do we expect today leading up to the start of deliberations?
Hi, Michael. So what happens before deliberations is the judge does something called charging the jury. This is where he reads lengthy jury instructions. This could take potentially hours. They seemed quite long when they were being debated last week. But what he's doing is really breaking down how the jury is going to interpret the law, apply the law to all of this evidence they've been hearing in the case, how to define certain terms. And this can be crucial to how a jury thinks about all of this information that we've heard over many weeks, Michael, and how they ultimately decide to find Mr. Combs guilty or not guilty.
And Katrina, in the closing arguments, the prosecution and the defense had their last chance to make their case to the jury. What did they say?
These were very different closing arguments. The prosecution really went methodically, laying a roadmap for the jury of how they can find Combs guilty on all of these charges, Michael. And they honestly made it seem a lot more accessible when it comes to sex trafficking, for example.
Oh, man, it ain't nothing but a game, y'all. It's a game that they playing. And it don't look like they gonna win. Welcome home, Diddy. Welcome home, brother. Because if they don't let him out, there's gonna be a lot of changes in the way people interact with each other. It's going to be a whole lot of changes in society. Stuff that used to be okay It ain't gonna be okay no more. Grown ass people doing what grown people do, gonna be against the law. You know, wealthy people got everybody with their hand out. And there's no dollar amount that you can give somebody for their money. You know what I'm saying? You can't pay somebody for their money. Why you gonna pay somebody? That ain't the way it exchanged, man. That ain't how the barter system work, man. It ain't never been that way. Let me explain something to y'all. Y'all stay tuned, because they need to have me up there. Before they called it money, before they called it dollars, before they called it cash, they called that motherfucker booty, man. Even way back in the Pirate Jack days, all them coins, all that gold, all that currency, it was booty. And everybody was trying to get their hands on some booty, man. That's what it was all about. If you had some booty to give or whatever the case is, booty ran the world. And it's still that damn way. Look, it got a female pirate with her butt cheeks out on the damn quarter. They knew what time it was. Booty is the currency that always was. And Cassie had to shake her money maker in order to get some cash. Tell me I'm lying. So what did he do wrong? If you ain't got cash money, dollar bills, but you got some booty, then that's a fair exchange. And it always been that way. Diddy had all the money you could possibly think of. You couldn't barter with him with nothing but some damn booty. And it's like that with a whole bunch of celebrities and people that got money. Ain't nothing you can do for them people. Tyler Perry going through it right now over some booty. People want opportunities. People want to be in his movie. I ain't saying it's right, and I ain't condoning it. But people want all this stuff from people that got money. And what they got to exchange for all of these things that they seeking to receive? It damn sure ain't no money, because if they had that, they wouldn't be coming to these people, asking these people for these things, or being around these people for any damn thing. So you figure there's nothing you can do for me unless you got some booty or something like that. I know it ain't right, but make it make sense. Now, if you a chef and you got a skill that's worth a damn, then that could be your form of booty. People hire personal chefs, personal trainers, and a lot of them hire them people for booty too. You know what I'm saying? Them cleaning ladies, they be bartering ass as well. It all depends on how you want to play. You can offer your service and some extra services on the side if that's what you're trying to do, but it's all about a barter system. So what Diddy did or what he had going on, this is common practice in the world abroad for willing participants. Now, if you doing something against somebody's will, then that's what they got to prove. But in this case, they haven't been able to prove that Diddy been doing anything against anybody's will. And that's why I say, welcome home, Diddy. Welcome home. And he gonna be all right. He gonna be able to spend time with his kids and things. This trial is over. It ain't nothing else to talk about. Y'all need to welcome this man home. He can get back to freaking off. And they already proved in the court of law that ain't nothing illegal about it. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Look. Jury sends note to judge as they deliberate in Sean Diddy's trial. Judge responds to the note. Lawyers debated for a little while over how to address the message. Both sides agreed they want to encourage the jurors to keep deliberating and do not want to ask for more info about the issue raised with juror number 25. The two sides offer different proposals with how to move forward, though. Prosecutors' proposed note to the jurors reminds them that they have a duty to deliberate and follow the judge's instructions and should refrain from giving anything away about their deliberations in the notes. So they in there pondering, they trying to piece this thing together. Was it consensual? Was it not consensual? Was it a criminal organization? Was he selling drugs? Was it a enterprise that was based on crimes? How do they gonna prove that with what they was given? The two sides offered different proposals of how to move forward. Prosecutors' proposed note to the jurors reminds them that they have, I read that over. What's wrong with me? Combs' defense lawyer wanted to include a note to the judge telling them the deliberations have only just begun, but the judge rejected this, saying that language implies their concerns are insignificant and that there is preset time frames for deliberation. So he ain't trying to hear that we're going to be here all day trying to figure it out. They got to get to it right now. He chose to send them prosecutors' note, which also tells jurors that if there's a further issue, they should reach out again. So, man, people biting their nails, but I don't know for what. Ain't no crime to be proven here. So he is good as free. If they decide that they want to give him life in jail or make him do time, it's going to be an outrage in society because they basically going to be stripping us of our human rights. As grown people, you ain't going to be able to do what you want to do no more, even though you grown. Diddy got enough money. Not only was he paying his own bills, he was paying other people's bills. He grown. Do whatever the fuck you want to do grown, as long as it's legal grown. If they put him in jail, that mean that on Friday night, Saturday night, whenever you want to do your thing, you ain't gonna be able to do it the way you want to do it. You got to do it. You can't fly nobody out. You got to deal with the Dusties in your city. You got to deal with the ragged ass people in your neighborhood. Or you got to keep it confined in your little sandbox if you want to get freaky. If you from Baltimore, you got to mess with them Baltimore hoes. You can't import no California flavor. Can't have no Dominican chick come in or none of that shit, man. You can't nothing about you be exotic. You got to keep it all within your region. You can't import no goods. You can't import no goods. Whatever your city got to offer, you live in the city with a bunch of crackheads, you better figure that shit out. And freak off with a couple of crackheads. Ain't no traveling across no state line. If you in New York and you trying to get some down south flavor in your life, nope, you're going to have to deal with them hardened New York chicks with bullet wounds and things. You're going to have to make it work, soften them chicks up, put some fucking buttermilk in the tub and let them marinate in that before y'all start freaking off. You ain't going to be able to get no Georgia peach. You're going to have to kick it wherever you at. That's how you're going to have to do it. Even if you got the money to live a lavish lifestyle, you got a private jet, you better not send that jet to pick up no hoes.
Oh my goodness.
You just ain't going to be able to do it, man. It's illegal. Hey, you can only be a playboy in your state, in your city. I don't know how that makes sense. When you an international superstar, you meet people all over the world. Let's say you're doing a show in the UK and one of them fine ass Spice Girls want to be your lover. And you got to get with her friends. And she trying to make it last forever because friendship, it just never ends. But you ain't going to be able to get with your UK Spice Girl unless You go to the UK and that still could be considered traveling for sexual activities. I mean, what difference do it make? You could fly somebody out as long as y'all eating bagels and cream cheese. That's cool. You fly somebody out and y'all go to the movies and go get some boneless wings or something like that. That's fine. But if you fly them out and y'all go out to eat, have a good time, go for a walk in the park holding hands, and y'all decide y'all want to get a hotel room later on that night, that's when the damn FBI gonna kick in the door and hog tie y'all ass and take y'all down to the station, because that's traveling to engage in sexual activities. And there's levels to prostitution, because people will have sex for a steak sandwich. I seen it. She bit into the sandwich so hard her wig came off. You ever took a hood rat to a fancy restaurant? It's a horrible sight. The way that mayonnaise spread out that sandwich when they take that bite, and all you see is the top of that wig draped all over them fries. Oh, it's the worst thing ever. You be thinking to yourself, why in the hell I took your ghetto ass to this nice ass restaurant, man, and then got the nerve to get an attitude with the waitress. That can be considered prostitution, because you know damn well after that restaurant experience, and y'all go back to wherever y'all gonna go, and don't let her dusty ass try to play you off like, oh, nice night, nice see you again, whatever. She get out the car full with a mean wedge. You got the nerve to fart in your face before she closed the door after she ate all your food. Hey, that's Negro hitting over there. I gotta start my workout. What time is it? I gotta hit the gym. You know what I'm saying? Lift me some weights. Y'all hear the bass in my voice? That's what you call testosterone, man. A lot of y'all men don't know nothing about that. I'm about to get in the gym. And I do appreciate y'all. Y'all gotta let me know. As far as I'm concerned, welcome home, Diddy. Because they ain't got no proof, no evidence, no nothing. It's game over. They still we gonna be back. They deliberating, but I'm letting y'all know in advance. His ass coming home. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section, man. I got so much love for y'all. Make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button too. And hit that Cash App. Dollar, what's going on, y'all? Y'all that broke? Hit the Cash App. We like the type of money that jingle, that fold. Put some booty in the damn Cash App if that's all you got, so I could give it to Diddy when he get home, because he on his way home, man. Hit that Cash App, $ Sean Blaze Docs. And one more thing before I go. Subscribe to my channel if that's what you want.
Subscribe to my channel if that's what you want. But if that's not what you like, then you must be a punk. Hold on now, here we go. Who is this girl? She got that junk in her trunk. Baby girl, back it up, poke out your rump. It's S.A.T that you want, and my music hit so hard, make you say, oh my.